someone tries to project fear in you, and I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. To the genuine ones with no malicious intentions, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself when someone says that you don't have potential, and in the background trying to blackmail you against you, all because you truly got potential. You was never the issue. They play verse psychology, mind games, throwing sport right to the left so you can reject yourself, regardless of protecting your mental health. They would never understand. They try to throw confusion, spell work at you right to left, but God allowed you to see your reflection while you stand before yourself today, being mentally stable. They try to label you crazy, slow, stupid, and retarded, but they will never understand that vocabulary when it comes to knowledge that God endowed with you when it comes to maturing. That energy is definitely making your body back to true size. Now, one lie was told you have to get physical when folks try to antagonize you to get you out of character. Gang stalking you right to left like your next door neighbor, different tags back like a bad habit because they lack self-control when they came to discipline because they didn't want you to elevate. You never had malicious intentions. The disrespect was loud. They try to rob you mentally, physically, emotionally, even stably. Hold on 1 second. Certain folks will never understand how it took a whole community to go up against one person. You standing before yourself that they believe in your faith, that you didn't reject yourself because God was protecting your mental health. Understand unconditional love going within to better yourself. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. It's not. When someone gives up on you or overlook you during your journey, never give up on yourself. I'm not your genuine respect, and I'm not your genuine love respect. And today is currently June 23rd, 2025. And it's currently 10:44 p.m. Always be yourself when someone says you don't have potential. I guess that was a verbal warning. When they turned the water off at the end of the day, they wanted you to jump out of your boots, to be scared, living in fear, living in poverty, pain. They try to rob you mentally. It wasn't an even exchange because God gave you the strength when you was on an empty stomach. They would never understand growth when it comes to elevation, maturing. The energy is different. I guess it was a emergency alert to let you know at the end of the day that folks is watching right to left to second your mental health. You ever had someone gang stalking you, lying on your name to blackmail you, to disrespect you out loud, for you to wild out? It be the train of thought for me. How it must have worked on the last person. But it didn't work with you at the end because you never had hate in your thing because you understood the even exchange. I overcame pain when it come to time and day. I've been through obstacles that soul and boats can't relate to. They wouldn't be able to walk a day in my shoes, but I wouldn't put that on nobody's vision at the end of the day when it comes to maturing. It's kind of funny how they give you a verbal warning, turning off your water, and be the train of thought for me. Always be yourself when someone tries to blackmail you against you. How they turn off your water, how they turn off your water to humble you. Controlling mind games to antagonize you, to get you out of character, to wildlife like a bad habit. Got your next door neighbor telling you every move. It be the train of thought when you don't have to get physical. You got folks throwing sport right to left. But God was maintaining your smile. They would never understand your mental health. Always be yourself. It's kind of funny how they give you a verbal warning, but nothing was funny about it. Because God allowed you to see the light that God endowed within you. That energy is different. That was balance, knowledge, your worth. Overcoming a storm, they would never understand how you better yourself. You was far from the hate, didn't run through your vein. How you had your next door neighbor telling you every move like a bad habit, didn't matter, they tax bracket. They say you slow, stupid, and retarded, but you truly have potential. They sit there, take notes at the end of the day to paint you out to be someone you truly not, all because they trying to get you locked up, put you in the sideboard. They trying to rob you mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, even stably. They don't want you to have a roof over your head to acknowledge your worth. It be the train of thought for me. But they bad habits. And they said that you the problem because you speak enough for yourself, keeping it real. They would never understand how you truly held. It was never mind games. All the lies that they had to tell, all the lies that they had to tell to make themselves look like a better character at the end of the day when you was never part of their script. It be the train of thought for me. Having a heart. Never switched up. Just knew how to stay 6 feet apart. Thank you, no thank you, you not for me at the end of the day. It's kind of funny how certain folks didn't matter their upbringing. Didn't understand what respect was as up close in person until it's their household. They hold on 1 second. I ain't act for this mindset at the end of the day. Someone playing mind games with me, loving on my family. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. How they give you a verbal warning like nobody's going to hear you. Fuck your opinion at the end of the day. We don't give a fuck about you. How you got your next door neighbor throwing sport right to left, but God revealed the enemy when you least expect it to better your health. You know, when you ask God for guidance when it comes to knowledge, the outside world gonna swirl like God not real, but God was still keeping it real. Because your heavenly mother father never gave up on you or removed the hands off of you. It's kind of funny how they gotta play with your mental health. The gang stalk you at the end of the day, turning off your water like a bad habit, something that you didn't ask for was a case. It'd be the train of thought for me. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Love yourself to better yourself, never dim your light. Love yourself to better yourself, live never dim your light. Living in poverty and pain. People pick and choose who they want to bully. If you ain't got nobody coming or going, they gonna try to size you up. Take your kindness so weak as to project pain on you. At the end of it, it's like your mental health. Blackmail you right to left when it comes to a contract that you never signed up for. You got folks putting $1 to your name, talking about they gonna get the job done. And only was the hold on 1 second. We all not the same when it comes to having God by our side, because I don't live in fear. That energy is different when I believe in my faith. How they try to jump you, plotting against you. How they trying to humble you. Got tarot readers, witches and warlocks. Doctor. Don't spoil right to left. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. How you stand up for yourself the most healthiest way. I may not make sense to the average person, but being your authentic self will bother someone's mental health, or because you're willing to choose you. Regardless if you had a wrong conversation with the wrong fool, it be the train of thought for me. How folks watch your every move. Then they sit there and say, ain't nobody going to hear you. We going to take a whole community to go up against you. Paint you out to be the villain in our story because we don't fucking like you. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. You know, every community is really not for you, but the energy is different when the right folks really show up for you. Love yourself to better yourself, never dim your light. Love yourself to better yourself, never dim your light. It's the train of thought for me. That beautiful light that was within you. They would never understand your potential. That authenticity hits different. That growth, they will never understand your mental health. Then have hate in your vein, you still don't respect your neighbor. Thank you, no thank you, be the train of thought for me. How they try to plot against you, scamming right to left. But who would have knew that God still showed up for you? When folks had bad habits plotting against you. I may not make sense to the average person, but maintaining a smile, they will never understand your reflection. How you stand before yourself today. You ever walk into a store only to realize someone was already plotting against you to have you lined up to like get your free will, and they behind closed doors laughing at the end of the day like this bitch about to get her ass whipped, he about to get fucked up? It be the train of thought for me. Because as soon as they see the bottle, they like, hold on 1 second, let me get that for my people get fucked up. Because that right hook gonna be real at the end of the day, knuckling up. But the innocent person, they be trying to throw for me. Because people pick and choose who they want to bully. I ain't need that bottle. That's what you put there at the end of the day. How you had to pay a crackhead, or you had to pay this weird ass dude at the end of their chick, or whatever the case may be, just to do somebody's dirty work, or because they lack self-control when it came to discipline. It be the train of thought for me. How folks be trying to line you up, or because you believe in God at the end of the day, and God didn't remove his hands off for you. They say God not real. Everybody walking around talking about their God at the end of the day. But what happened to respect and stay in your lane? Didn't matter your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, disability, or your age. Because the real God at the end of the day, they help their neighbor, good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, regardless of the information that they heard from a lame at the end there. And I say that respectfully, because you wouldn't want that to happen to your household. It be the train of thought for me. We may not pray the same, but I ain't got hate in my vein. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. When it comes to elevation, they would never understand how you would just stay in your lane. How folks be trying to line you up. How these chicks and dudes be trying to project fear in you. That's nice and cute at the end of the day. You pick up a little weight or whatever the case may be. And I don't mean narcotics. Good to know that you go to the gym to keep your body in shape as you're supposed to. It be the train of thought for me. How folks be trying to make you feel uncomfortable. like you were supposed to be a threat to them, or because of the fact that they lack self-control when it came to discipline. You understood elevation when it come to maturing, because you was acting your body, you didn't have to shoot size. Not one lie was told you didn't have to get physical. How they had to lie on your name within the community, to size you up, to paint you up, to be somebody you truly not. Yeah, I may get lost in my words, but I'm far from slow, stupid, and retarded. Just like on your rainy day. How you got good days, bad days, misunderstanding days, dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD, or whatever the case may be. But our mental health ain't the same, because I know how to stay in my lane, respect my neighbor. It be the train of thought for me. How folks be trying to disturb your peace. How they thought it was gang stalking, at the end they supposed to dim your light for you to be a crash out, but hold on one second, you wasn't trying to wild out to catch a case. So they got to project spell work in a toxic way. They want to see you frown and look for a reaction. They like, hold on one second, I'm about to do spell work in a toxic way. I bet you this person going to show up right there, right to left. Nah, I would just get my mail to mind my business. They be trying to thought for me. I was just going for a walk to mind my business at the end of the day. Nah, I just went to the supermarket to get a couple of groceries to make sure I'm good on a rainy day. No, had to trade over me. I never understood this weird shit. Like, a motherfucker would do spell work or whatever case may be, and they assume that it's working. I never understood that you would go to the extreme the way you do. You wouldn't want to do that to your child at the end of the day, but they mental health, to paint them out to be something they truly not. It'd be the train of thought for me. Then they hide their hands because they don't want nobody to understand that they had a plan. So they got to shadow ban certain people. They got folks in different security companies at the end of the day behind certain social medias to try to dim your light. Or they pay this person, pay that person, pay that practitioner, that tarot reader, that witch lock, or that doctor. Just to show you at the end of the day that God ain't real. But God's always keeping it real. Because at the end of the day, coming from poverty and pain, they would never understand how you maintain a smile. God exists in God's reflection, and it's just different. We're not the same. I don't want to fit in. I never wanted to fit in. And it's okay to be your authentic self, regardless of who says that you don't have potential, and I say that respectfully. It's disgusting to see how folks walking around here talking about they gods. You a god. If you such a god, you could respect your neighbor. How you competing with a chick only about to hold on 1 second? It was nothing to comparing. You got so much jealousy and hate and envy within you. How you sleeping with a chick at the end of the day, but you trying to hurt someone else's family? It be the train of thought for me. What happened to your mental health? Because as soon as you come across the right person, and I say this respectfully, not to humble you, but I'm just being real at the end of the day, you can't beat everybody. No, it's a trade though for me. You rather pick and choose on someone at the end of the day, half your size, because you feel like nobody's going to show up for that innocent person. Your mindset walking like a bitch, and I say this respectfully. Because how can you step to a female at the end of the day, call yourself a man with a dick between your legs? It'd be the train of thought for me. No, for real. Why would you want to put your fucking hands on a woman? But she ain't do nothing to you. It wasn't a barb. It wasn't a bite. A female staying in her lane. The one that you call the BITCH that they have to project pain. My concept is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. People pick and choose who they want to bully. They size you up real quick, whatever the case may be. They see that nobody's coming or going. They see that you ain't got family or friends or whatever the case may be. Ain't nobody gonna hear your scream. It be the train of thought for me. So they want to get physical, to wild out, like a bad habit. When you understood self-control, you didn't have hate in your vein. The innocent person. But someone wanted to project pain. Someone didn't like you for their insecurity problems. That had nothing to do with you. But you still knew how to respect your neighbor. Because, hold on 1 second, we not the same. My confidence bothers your mental, but you label me close. You label me slow, stupid, and retarded. No, and the trade on me. I don't know what's wrong with folks nowadays. I don't know. It's kind of funny they call you a bum, BITCH, but then put you in competition at the end of the day. How these dudes and chicks have these mindset, I'm so confused at the end of the day. I thought you get to the bag. So why would you want to dim the innocent person's life at the end of the day? Because they truly got potential. Sitting there taking notes. Talking about that bitch on the welfare line or whatever the case may be. She ain't a nobody. But you trying to move like her at the end of the day. You really inspired, but you won't put respect on their name. Not in a change over me. No, for real. Are we not the same? I'm not here, genuine respect, and my content is not for everybody. It's not. I would never hurt myself regardless if y'all have me shadow banned or not. I do not live in fear. You plan on plotting against me, having me robbed mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, or whatever the case may be. I do not live in fear. And I say that respectfully, regardless of what next door neighbor tells my next smooth. Or whoever continues to throw, they think that they spell work is working. I do not live in fear. And I say that respectfully. It's kind of funny you never signed up for their contract. You was never part of their script at the end of the day, but they got lines for you. It be the train of thought for me. All you gotta do is show up. But you the one at the end of the day is the main character. It be the train of thought for me. They didn't want to blackmail you, shortchange your pockets, let alone your mental health. They don't want you to get close to folks at the end of the day. It be the train of thought for me. They gotta shadow ban you. Cause you being authentic, keeping it real. I never understood this shit. You tell somebody to go to college to get more knowledge. But then an innocent person that's on the child of God on divine timing, the real God, because you know we all don't pray the same, keeping it real. You shadow ban them because they truly got potential. But you put them next to a person that's in college at the end of the day with knowledge. What's the difference? It be the train of thought for me. Elevation. That may go over your head. It's a train on me. I don't fucking know what's wrong with these people. Because when someone goes to school and college or whatever the case may be, whatever y'all want to brainwash folks with, they still elevating. They becoming somebody. Regardless if it's not the proper jobs out here for them at the end of the day when it comes to their career going. Regardless of they subject, pocket rate, you telling somebody to go to school. And then you preaching God at the end of the day. But we don't pray the same, but I ain't got hate in my vein. So that's why you got to shadow ban me, because I understood my reflection. We don't believe in the same faith. It's going within. Actually, hell, in the trade on me, we are not the fucking same. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. It's disgusting to see how someone will think that they're humbling you, but you already been humble. You can never humble a child of God that been through trauma and pain. So now you're in the background trying to make sure they homeless. Now you're in the background making sure that someone in this department, that department, destroys somebody. So you will be able to sleep better at night. We not the same. I ain't got hate in my vein. You took it a little too far at the end of the day because you understand that even exchange to truly go within and actually have. It be the train of thought for me. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I'm knowledge and respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's kind of funny how they would try to turn your lights off, your water off, and everything is maintainable when it comes to your part at the end of the day. Or they have somebody in this department to manipulate certain things, to paint you out to be somebody you're not, so you start speaking up and they be like, you know what, now turn it back on so nobody would say nothing, so we don't get caught. You know how this type of stuff actually happens. It do. And then the first thing that someone wants to paint you out to be is crazy. And it's sad. It really is. And then they say, nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to believe you. You wanted me to be a crash out? Nah, dummy. Nah, far from that. That's what she was labeling me at the end of the day. But then when I call you all these names that you are, because at the end of the day, it's the same way you somebody's child, I'm somebody's child too. I just ain't got malicious intentions the way you do. One thing I don't do is run from my past. We not the same at the end of the day. I know how to take accountability for my actions, even when you try to blackmail me, trying to pay me out to be a criminal, plotting scenes at the end of the day, so you could try to dim my light when I didn't have to disrespect you. It'd be the train of thought for me. How folks will antagonize you first, and then when you speak up for yourself, you a bitch, you a snitch, you a snitch, you a snitch. Oh, you know, if you didn't bother somebody, if you didn't antagonize somebody, they wouldn't have to say anything. Do you not know that? It'd be the train of thought for me. If you don't antagonize somebody, and they wasn't starting with you and it wasn't bothering you, you wouldn't have a reaction. It'd be the train of thought for me how folks will bully you, and as soon as they bully you, or someone will try to blackmail a situation to try to humble you or project fear into you to scare you off from yourself because they didn't expect you to say anything. And then when you say something, then you're the bad guy. But if none of that actually happened or transpired, we won't be having this conversation. That's like saying someone's projecting something towards you. They projected spell work towards you. And you wasn't even doing anything. All because someone said, you know what? I don't like that person. So because someone said, I don't like somebody, they went to a practitioner, they went to this spiritualist person, this tarot reader, this witch or this warlock or whatever the case may be, whoever. And now this person is putting something together to go up against an innocent person. And that was you. All because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. And you didn't have to do anything besides say thank you and no thank you. But because someone had the mindset of having a mindset of being jealous and envious or whatever the case may be, they wanted to dim your light. They wanted to project fear in you. I never understood this. Like, how you project spell work towards somebody or do something to somebody, right? And then when someone speaks up for themselves or the script starts to, flip back on you, you can't understand your own Frank water. Now, is it Frank on me? I don't know either, because I ain't having your one side ass bullshit. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. It's disgusting to see how you can respect somebody, regardless if you know them or not, and they will blackmail you against you. And they will sit there and try to humble you because you acknowledge someone's growth. You acknowledge that someone was having a bad day and you wish that you're telling them to have a better day or a better future ahead. Or you're telling someone that their blouse is nice, or you're telling someone that they have nice shoes, or you're telling someone that you hope they become their best self of themselves. Like, it doesn't matter what the subject is. Because when you're far from a hater, you're not trying to dim somebody else's light. And one thing I don't do is run from my past. And another thing I don't do is project spell work towards my neighbor, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. And I don't energy harvest or folks' energy. I don't destiny swipe of folks. I don't project spell work, like I said again. And I don't worship the devil, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I do not gang stalk people. Like, people will pay somebody, like your next door neighbor in different tax brackets, to tell you every move. Like when you take a shit or take a shower, so they can write a script about you, something that you never signed up for. And then when you speak up for yourself, at the end of the day, folks is laughing like it's really funny. That's gang stalking. It'd be the train of thought for me. Like you said that someone is doing a science experiment on somebody at the end of the day. God sees everything. And when God reveals the enemy, let alone the devil, to that child, divine child of God, the real one, the real chosen one that's not doing it for likes and views and cloud chasing, because God was never for sale. Because God was always keeping it real. And sometimes individuals don't understand that you have to take a whole army to go up against one person. It tells a lot about your character traits. It do. You're weak. If you had to send spell work towards somebody, you're weak. And then not only are you weak, because I don't live in fear. Because there's multiple people that talk about this type of stuff every single day. It is. And people just pick and choose who they want to bully. People pick and choose who they want to shadow ban at the end of the day. And I do not live in fear. And I never signed up for nobody's one-sided ass contract. My content is not for everybody. It's not. It's funny how someone says they will want to humble you. So they make sure that you don't have a finance. They'll make sure that you're mentally, physically, emotionally unstable. They'll make sure that someone will probably lace your narcotics, or someone will lace your food, or someone will lace your drink, so you won't ever be the same ever again. And then when someone speaks up for themselves, they're calling you crazy. Because they're saying that the person doesn't know how to go within a hill. It's disgusting. It really is. There's nothing funny about it until it's your household and you understand that. Hold on 1 second. I should not be operating like this. I should not be a follower. I should be more of a leader, acting my body weight when it comes to maturing. It doesn't matter about your tax bracket. My content is not for everybody, not said respectfully. I'm not here to your respect. It's disgusting to see how folks will hack your devices. Just like when I go on different platforms, you can hear me perfectly clear, but then when I come on here, you can't hear me. It be the train of thought for me. And one thing I never had to do was lie on anybody. My content is not for everybody, and I do not live in fear. We may not pray the same, but I ain't got hate in my vein. Jealousy and envy and hate is disgusting. It's disgusting. It's so disgusting. And it's more disgusting to see the men and women that is doing this. Some don't even have fucking kids. But the ones that do, I hope and pray that your child does not have to endure this type of fucking pain or fuckery. Because someone doesn't have fucking self-control. You got so fucking greedy playing with somebody's fucking energy. How would you want somebody to do that to your goddamn child? You a man, right? But you're acting like a bitch. And they say I'ma crash out? The fuck out of here. No real man will step to a woman. No real man will pump his chest to a woman. No man would do that. That's a bitch. That's a coward. No real man will put his hands on a woman. And no real man has the mental capacity to say, I'm going to project spell work and energy harvest off any female. No real man. Nah. They say real recognize real. Far from mentally ill. I hold my weight like I hold myself. At the end of the day, stand on 2 feet. The energy is different. Talk on my chest, fuck all that shit. I'm capable of protecting my woman, right to left. Then man, at the end of the day, her culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, I got her back. And I ain't got malicious to hurt her. It be a train of thought for me. Here we living in poverty, pain. But I ain't got the mindset to project the spiritual world for all my neighbor. At the end of the day, a real man talks with his chest. Regardless of all the pain that he been through at the end of the day when nobody was there to protect that man. He ain't acting his shoe size. He acting his body weight. That man lost everything. Had to start all over. He know how it feels to be stripped mentally. He found it within him at the end of the day to have the strength to understand that God was by his side. When God was showing him his worth. Overcoming what he been through. It be a train of thought for me. You know, women. I don't have to have a child to respect somebody's child in their household. I came across some beautiful people in my time. That's not in my reality today. And never not one time did I ever project spiritual welfare on that baby. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, I prayed for that baby. That baby be safe from the enemy. Even when their mother and father wasn't mentally okay. And I prayed for them too. You don't have to be a mother or father to not project spiritual welfare on an innocent person. Or to energy harvest off of an innocent person. You know, they say God is not real. My first humbler to humble me was my Heavenly Father God and my mother. My Heavenly Father God, my Heavenly Mother. That was my first humblest. The first 2 people that humbled me allowed me to see a world that wasn't truly for me. But they gave me the obstacles to know at the end of the day, when my enemy steps in front of me or when the devil approaches me, I got me. And you know, when God sends his children to protect his children, or send the right individuals to protect, that reflection hits different. Because everybody's not a child of God. They're not. I don't worship the devil. I don't worship the enemy. Because I'm damn sure not my worst enemy. And I can say that respectfully. That's not me being humble. That's me being understanding. I believe in my faith. And why God gave me the balance to acknowledge my worth. I never said that I was better than anybody, but hold on 1 second. I had to pray to go within every single day. When I stepped foot outside my door, when I woke up every single day, regardless of what environment that I was in. Women, you walk around saying that you're a goddess. Walk around saying that you're a god. No type of sisterhood. What's sisterhood? Today's definition of sisterhood is the mean girls. That's what sisterhood is nowadays. Which that's not the norm. It's not. I never understood why women go against another woman. You're sitting there laughing at a sister's pain, regardless of her culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, how she just got raped. And you sat there and watched these men or women plot against that woman until it became your pain. Why should it have to become your pain for you to realize, hold on 1 second, that was never what I should have endured? What happened to someone protecting me? This type of stuff actually happens. How the mean girls sit within groups and they plot with men and other women to have another woman raped. Or to have another woman mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually robbed. And they send spiritual welfare towards this woman. That became the norm. Because when they have those conversations with their email, they text messages and group chats and sit amongst each other or on the phone or whatever the case may be, they laugh about it. They laugh about how they're going to plot against the next woman. When that woman is just trying to protect her peace. That woman is trying to find peace within. Because you don't know what that woman just went through. Regardless to who done came and walked in her pathway when it came to her future. Regardless if you had a conversation with them or not. Regardless if you had to hack that innocent person's devices just to see who this person is or whatever the case may be. You don't know what that woman been through mentally. Can't nobody tell you what that woman been through but her. Can nobody tell nobody fucking story better than them? It'd be the train of thought for me, sister. You sit amongst these groups, and you got a young baby in the household that you're raising, that you're trying to protect their mental health, regardless if the father or mother's not around. And you will want them to go from point A to Z safely. You won't want nobody to hurt your baby. Or even send spiritual warfare towards your baby. You may not be too familiar about spiritual warfare. But you still wouldn't want someone to hurt your child. You wouldn't want your child to be put in situations where you're trying to find out a diagnosis for your child. Or you're trying to find out things that's going on with your child. And the doctors can't figure out why and how. Because someone that you just came across or someone looked at you the wrong way and didn't know how to respect you decided, you know what, I'm going to send spiritual warfare towards you. Someone decided to say, you know what, I'm a dibble and dabble. I saw this person coming amongst themselves or whatever the case may be. So you know what, I'm going to pull a card on them. I'm going to dibble and dabble in contract records because I don't want them to elevate ever in life. I don't want them to become their best self version of themselves. I don't want them to be able to take care of their family or their loved ones. Or the household. However you want to explain it. I don't want them to be loved. I don't want them to fall in love. That's how people have mindsets of. You can have the most beautifulest heart you can have the most beautifulest heart. Come across the wrong person. You don't gotta know somebody or not for them to project spiritual warfare towards you. You know, jealousy and envy is really real, and hate is really real. It really is. I don't wish that on nobody's household. No matter about your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. I don't wish that on nobody's household. Not even my next door neighbor in any tax bracket. I don't. Somebody went up against me and lied on me so bad, right? So bad. And I still wouldn't want anything to happen to that young lady or that young man, children. I still wouldn't want that man and that woman to be divided from their child. But when I put it in God's hands, that energy is different when they lied on me. And then they painted me to a community of somebody I truly wasn't. All because I respected somebody. They say you're supposed to respect your elders. They say you're supposed to respect your neighbors. But when you continue to respect your neighbors during the process, like, damn. They say they're going to make sure that your voice don't matter. And nobody will ever believe you when the threats really get real. How didn't matter if they had to have you shadow banned from society itself. Because people do that. They'll get you locked up, put you in the psych board. They'll make sure that you don't have nobody you'll be able to talk to. So you'll be able to vent to, so nobody will hear you, or whatever the case may be. How this type of stuff actually happens. And you're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing, because God was never for sale. When you was truly keeping it real, when they try to put you in a cell, they try to make you homeless, to make you mentally ill. How they wanted to shortchange in your pockets. They wanted to dim your light because you understood elevation when it comes to growth, when it comes to maturing. You knew how to respect your neighbor, didn't matter your tax bracket. How they call you a bum-ass B-I-T-C-H at the end of the day. They didn't want you to become your best self, vision of yourself when it comes to elevation, how God endured the strength within you to understand your own potential when it was never the issue. How this type of stuff actually happens. It does. I came across a tarot reader one time. And they have children. And I actually respected this person. I did. And to know that this person lost multiple children, it broke my heart. And why it broke my heart is because this woman was a woman of God. And not only she was a woman of God, but she was being spiritually attacked right to left. And because someone had the mindset of having jealousy and envy towards them, and her kids were so gifted, so special, really special kids, in the most healthiest way. Someone was so jealous of her household, so jealous of her beauty, so jealous because she knew how to keep a relationship, so jealous because she knew how to elevate, so jealous because she came from poverty and pain and she made something out of that pain. And because she made something out of that pain, right? Entertainment purposes only. Someone decided to throw spiritual warfare at her and took her children. And she's never been the same ever again. She's never been the same ever again. Some people be like, oh, you wouldn't know what it feels like to lose a child. When you have a heart and you're authentic and you're genuine and you respect people, the energy is different. You ain't got hate in your vein. And you don't look at your neighbor like competition, even on a rainy day. Nobody deserves to go through a situation and lose children because someone lacks self-control. Something that could have been prevented. It didn't matter somebody's household, their upbringing nowadays, it don't. Because someone can come from the country, someone can come from a well-kept area and project sport on somebody. Entertainment purposes only. It's a train of thought for me. No mother that brings children into this world, regardless to if the mother is a single mother or not. It should be no reason why her baby's downtime and why they're dealing with depression is because someone is projecting spiritual warfare towards them. That baby gaining weight now. That baby don't know if they coming or going. They done got up a bad relationship. They don't smile the same. They don't even talk the same. And they forgot how to pray. What is a mother to do when that child doesn't know how to pray? When a mother or father does everything in their power to make sure, because not everybody's a good parent, but when that mother and the father is a stand-up parent and is there all seasons, they don't miss a beat, that energy is different. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. But what is a mother to do when that child is lost of how to pray? When that child loses their faith because they done came across a warlock, a witch, someone that was a practitioner that projected spell work on a baby, or they dealt with a situation when it came to a relationship that was lust and it was spell work, or they came across an individual that says, you know what, I'm going to put something in your food, I'm going to put something in your drink, I'm going to abuse my powers and go up against you, and nobody will ever fucking believe you. You know, as someone says, as a mother, all they can tell their child to do is to be safe and to pray and to protect their mental health, right? But when it's bigger than the 3D, when it comes to the spiritual world that we really live in at the end of the day, you can't protect your baby all the time. And not one lie was told, because that baby was mentally, physically, emotionally almost gone. But that baby was restored in the hands of God. And that baby wasn't doing it for likes and views or clout chasing, because that inner healing was really real. That baby couldn't feel. That baby didn't understand if they was even coming or going. That baby wasn't doing it for likes and views because the outside world didn't see what they was understanding. They couldn't understand their own reflection when they looked in the mirror. They didn't see the beauty within them. They didn't see if they was handsome, that they were beautiful. They didn't see that. And for a mother to have to break down and say to themselves is, what am I supposed to do? My child is going through spiritual warfare right now. How do I help my baby? I'm praying. I'm going to the woman on the block that removes curses and spell work, but nothing is working. Nothing is working. Nothing is working. But this is a mother and a father that doesn't give up. And this mother and father wasn't doing it for likes and views or clout chasing. No. Their household came first. It didn't matter how old that grown-ass child was. That's still their baby. And that's a child of God's baby too. Because that baby never worshiped the devil. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. That baby said, my soul ain't for sale. I may have came across a couple of wrong apples at the end of the day, but damn sure, hey, no. Not me. Only time had tell. That baby held. That baby didn't understand it was going right from left, from right. Only realized to hold on 1 second. They can acknowledge they tie. They can acknowledge that they was tying their shoe right today. They can acknowledge the beauty that was going within. The unconditional love. It allowed them to feel. It was a part in their journey. They didn't even understand what real love looks like going within. What's love? How do I love me? How can I honestly love me? I'm smiling for everybody else, but I don't know how to smile for myself. That energy is different. You ever smile for people, but never realize that you have to smile for you first? You got to be your biggest cheerleader first. You got to understand that, hold on 1 second. I haven't healed. Not only have I not healed, but I'm going through something eternally that nobody will ever understand how to heal. But there's somebody out there that's able to help me. with no malicious intentions, and they're not doing it for evil dollar. They're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing. The energy is different. You know, my content is not for everyone. And when it came to that baby's journey, that grown man or woman, or that child that's dealing with substance abuse right now, that's dealing with prostitution right now, that's a victim of SA, and nobody hears them. A child was just kicked out their household. Someone was just forced to get kicked out their household because someone lacked self-control. Or someone didn't have the proper guidance, didn't have the proper mentors in their life. It's so disgusting to see. They say there's a war going on right now. No, the war's in the streets. It hurts and breaks my heart to see that my neighbor is on that ground, stoned out. And everybody just walking around saying they just wilding out. That baby is crying for help. That baby is crying for help. It's so many individuals who parents won't ever give up on them being strung out, but there are ones who do. It be the saying that I'ma love you from a distance. I can't hurt myself another day to see that you battling addiction. I can't lose myself because I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to get you the proper help, but you keep overlooking you. How you dim in your life? I ain't got hate in my vein. I just don't know how to love you the same. Maybe the train of thought for me. It's a lot of individuals that dealt with so much childhood trauma that went into their adulthood. They still escaping themselves because they don't know how to cope. And because someone doesn't know how to cope, their coping skills became so unhealthy. It became unbalanceable. It became unrecognizable. A mother love for her child, and I don't mean no disrespect. You'll see the signs when your baby's really hurt. And there's individuals out here that project spiritual on their own fucking children. They put spiritual welfare under their own children. It's so disgusting to see how jealousy and envy is real on your own baby. Just because it's not happening in your household, it's happening in someone else's household. How someone could be more spiritually gifted than someone else in the household, or someone could be more talented, or someone is their futures when it comes to their beauty, it stands out, and someone doesn't like that. Just because it's not happening in your household, it's happening in someone else's household. It really is. It really is, and it's so heartbreaking. Someone went from leaving out of school, going to college, doing this, doing that. Their life changed forever. Someone was abandoned, wasn't protected, was essayed. They didn't know how to cope. But life exists in itself. And they was never doing it for likes and views or clout chasing. Regardless to who think they know somebody at the end of the day, you will never know somebody until you actually walk a day in their shoes. And that is no comparing. Because you cannot. Because what someone endured, you will run from yourself. With someone so strong to overcome, you would run from yourself. You will try to escape, to find a substance, to trying to balance what's going on internally, mentally with you. Because you don't know if you're coming or going, trying to walk a day in someone's shoes. How certain people will sit there and abuse their gifts and energy harvest off someone else's energy or whatever the case may be. And shape shift or whatever the case may be. Try to call themselves destiny swiping or whatever the case may be. And try to be something they truly not. And you can't be something you're not. Because that's somebody's pain. It's no comparing. And it's disgusting to see how men and women really put themselves in competition when it comes to the next man and woman trauma and pain. It's never a race or competition. Because what someone truly endured, they wouldn't wish it on you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. I'm about to wrap this video up. It's really been real. My content is not for everyone. Never give up on yourself because someone gave up on you over what you did in your journey. Like I said, this is entertainment purposes only. But this type of stuff actually happens. It really does. It really does. And I say this respectfully. Respect's a two-way street. You call yourself trying to humble somebody? Humble yourself. Understand self-control when it comes to your own worth, when it comes to growth and maturing. How you trying to shortchange somebody because they believe in their faith? And y'all don't pray the same because you said God ain't real. Folks talk about God all day long. But that inner work, and I say this respectfully, you would never put your neighbor in competition. You would never have jealousy, envy, and hate towards your neighbor. You will put respect on their name, regardless if you know them or not, just to stay in your lane. It's a mother right now, it's a father right now, that's literally crying out for help. It's a child right now that's crying out for help. But people pick and choose who they want to bully. People pick and choose who they want to go up against. And it's disgusting to see how y'all say, y'all talking about God. But the godly thing to do is to help your neighbor. And I say that respectfully. So why would you want to dim the next person's light when they're trying to help their neighbor? It never made sense to me. See, that's why I say we all don't pray the same. I'm far from a hater. Anybody life I ever came into at the end of the day, I never had that mindset. Jealousy and envy and hate was never within me. Because days when I was on an empty stomach, I knew how to respect my neighbor. Regardless of what I was going through eternally, I still knew how to respect my neighbor. And I said that respectfully. It's crazy. Always be yourself. You know, when genuine people come into your life, regardless of their tax bracket and their upbringing, you know, it doesn't matter if you live in poverty and pay or not. You know, respect's a two-way street. It really is. And it's disgusting to see how it should never have to wait until it's your household for you to say justice for an innocent person. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Just being real. Always be yourself. I don't live in fear and I will never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I'm far from a jealous person. I'm far from a jealous person. I never even gave that off. Never. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. Never dim your lane. I say that respectfully. You know, healing, trauma, and pain is not a race overnight process, let alone a competition. And I say that respectfully. It's not. No, I'm about to wrap it up with some love. I love it to my love. I love it to my love. I never gave nobody permission to use my creativity as their own, and I say that respectfully. I never gave nobody permission to put me part of a contract that I was never part of. It's disgusting to see how people watch your every move, make money off for you, but come and put respect on your name at the end of the day when you have to get physical. You got a whole storyline on someone else's desk. Watching your every move, they hacking your devices. You know, God sees everything. I don't worship the devil. And I say that respectfully. When God sends right people into your life, respect's a two-way street. Love is real, love is one of a kind with the right one actually for you. It wasn't just the ideal of you. Actually acknowledging your worth, the energy is different because you actually presented yourself to me. You know, fumbling you, nah, it wasn't about my vocabulary. Wasting your time and day, nah, that was your past. When it come to your reality, the energy is different. It was more so talking less, action spoke louder than words. Shows that you can truly heal time and pain when it comes to your reality today. How healthy relationships truly in existence. So I'm bringing peace into your life, not to cause you, hold on 1 second, mentally balanced, you know, being unstable. He be trying to throw for me. How soon does we bring peace into your life? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because woman's maintaining a smile, wasn't running a game, that is just different. Someone wasn't trying to have their cake and eat it too, but someone truly know how to keep it fishy with you. You know, that 401 type of love, that was that godly love. That is just different. Someone truly shows at the end of the day he wasn't escaping your feelings. No, I didn't change of it. I gotta go. Someone wasn't there to take your kindness or weakness. They wasn't trying to have their cake and eat it too. You gain the love and the best friend, a business partner. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same when it comes to healing trauma and pain. That ain't just different because someone didn't have to run mind games. When someone could truly walk into your life, became your biggest cheerleader, up close person, and behind closed doors. Imagine getting lost in your words at the end of the day. Someone didn't have to have a hand problem, don't disrespect you mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. That energy is different. Someone on the same page when it comes to common sense, truly loving you properly. It wasn't lust, it was real love. Someone's truly keeping it real with you, love. That energy is different. Someone actually knew how to value your time and day, and it wasn't an excuse because true love wasn't supposed to hurt, and you wasn't the issue because someone saw you, heard you, respect you. Show you at the end of the day, fall in love every single day was most the healthiest gift they got from God, and they knew how to value your time when they truly prayed to go with them, and y'all both was on the same page, healing time and day when it came to patience. Only was the hold on a second, it reflects they come relate to. How your past tried to spin the block, but God was really protecting your heart to show you at the end of the day that the love of your life got your back by your side. It wasn't trying to dim your light. That energy is different when it comes to growth, better days ahead, a healthy union. I'm Naya, general respect. I may not make sense to the average person, but my content is not for everybody. To the genuine ones with no misintentions, always be yourself. I would never hurt myself. Today's currently June 23rd, 2025. Peace out, Spike, till never stop the bunch. Many rather don't dim your light, go you, never don't dim your light. I'm doing story time tomorrow.
Hey, Jacob, this is gonna be good. Hope to see you there. Nice, no respect.
Always be yourself, and I say it respectfully. When God sends right people into your life, that maturity is different. They act in a body weight, not the shoe size. The energy is different when it comes to maturing. When it comes to growth, elevation, they know if they came from poverty and pain. They know how to respect their neighbor. At the end of the day, with no malicious, and they had bad habits. The energy is different because we know.
Oh, haters, I gotta go. I ain't got hate in my vein, neighbor. It'll change all for me.
Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not everybody.
I'm sweating like, oh my gosh, I gotta go.
I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I'm far from a hater. And I don't live in fear, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. So the genuine ones, thank you for your time and I actually appreciate it. Have a safe remaining year. And I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. Protect your energy, protecting your family. Stop the violence. Peace and respect, tell them about stop the violence. You better really know them. You let go, you never know them. You like, no, the change all for me. Always be yourself. When it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God. And I say it respectfully. Entertainment purposes only. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Respect's a two-way street. I know how to respect my neighbor and put respect on their name. Some people can't do that because they got too much hate in their vein.
I gotta go. We not the same goddamn. Have a good day.
Always be yourself. I do not worship the devil. I don't gangster people. I don't enjoy people's energy. I don't destiny to with people, and I don't project story towards people. And I do not destiny to with people.
I gotta go. I'm hot. I gotta go.